Yeah, hey, listen, Alex, you're not supposed to be here with the ball head. I was, I did a good call this morning, good, we're getting a new talk shop done. Now, you know what? They did it five and they. 3 hours. I was pissed. Yeah.
But the vote on where it comes from is another time, right?
No, that's not gonna be a vote. What this is a main vote that's gonna allow us to find out if residents want to move forward with the project or not.
Not 3, 2 years ago. Well, you know, if you have not there, it's just they are operation. Well, all right.
Whatever he's talking about. If he doesn't feel. I'm not CEO of nothing.
Yeah, you're a different person. I do like you with his haircut. I know. Then we'll be able to. Part of the work. I said, I'm not to be part of the work.
I'm not sure about that.
Hello.
So, thank you for being here. Listen, this is an unofficial thing right now, not on the books. I just want to go over a couple little things with everybody before we open up the meeting. The one major thing, I got Scott here to talk to the French people, or you know, that don't understand me that well. It's about the proxies that everybody signed. Okay, so you know the beautification thing. We're going to be holding off. Vera will talk about it later. We're going to be holding off on the rocks that we wanted to do because some of our neighbors said there's these certain machines that we can use to make sure that there's no cracks behind the rock wall. So we're going to put a hold on that. Okay, and for the landscaping, it was voted in 2019 special assessment. It wasn't done, so we don't have to worry about that. So when we do the the parking lot, that landscaping will be done. The second part of that is a real important part, I believe. And there's a lot of people voting no, and I'm a little confused and baffled by it. The amendment to the bylaws. Okay, here's what we want to do. Right now, the way it's set up, we're only allowed to do, or anybody, 2 terms for 2 years each. After that 2 terms, 2 years, if you were there for 2 terms, which I haven't really seen anybody here do that lately, you're out and you have to get a whole new 7 people running for the board.
Right.
And you don't know who you're going to get, where you're going to get. Hopefully you get good people, but you don't know where you're going to get. So what we're trying to do is, one thing we're trying to do is make it more than, you can go, if this board this year right now does great and everybody loves what's going on, and then next year they do it and they love it. We can stay, a board can stay there for 5, 6, 7, 8 terms if they want. If they don't do good, then you know what, they get voted out. The other thing, this is a big part that baffles me. There's been past board members that have been on this board that have been delinquent, who owed money, who can't do their own finances, but yet they're sitting up here doing our finances. So what's in that new amendment is the association gets to go back 5 years to check your credentials, to make sure you've never owed this place money, make sure you've never been bankrupt. Is that who we want to run our building? I know I don't. So it really baffles me when I see that people are voting no for that. The only thing I can think of is that there are people that are delinquent all the time that want to rerun for the board. And I think it's crazy and ludicrous that it baffles me. It baffles me. So if there's anybody in here that is French and wants to hear it from Scott, let me know if you don't comprehend what I'm saying, but Scott will explain to you. Is there any French people in here that? Here, Frank, come up here, Scott. Scott, come up here. They understand?
Can you say the Canadian English?
Huh?
So yeah.
Hey, Scott, do me a favor, everybody's talking. If you want to come up here and tell them, you want to come here and tell them? All right, everybody, yeah. But because everybody starts talking when you're talking to them like that.
I can say this in English and French, but pour les ça en français, c'est pas bien compliqué. Le bailleur qui veut mettre en place, c'est d'empêcher quelqu'un d'être sur le board, il est délinquant, il doit de l'argent, ils ont fait faillite personnelle. Parce que là, le dernier board formé, il y a 3 personnes qui lui devaient de l'argent. Il avait fait faillite, etc. So, il veut éviter que ça nous arrive et ça nous remet dans une situation financière. Ils ne savent pas ce qu'ils font. C'est rien que ça, le bailleur qui veut maintenant.
Hernando?
Ouais, mais tu veux aussi que les restes en place aussi longtemps qu'ils veulent aussi.
Non,
Ça vient de la démocratie un peu, faudrait se l'expliquer un peu.
c'est pas ça qui est bon.
C'est ce qui vient ici.
Ça, c'est les Florida Stats, c'est même pas le conflit.
Mais il y en a parlé pareil.
Ok, mais ça change pas non, c'est
Un peu de pensée.
on purpose. Moi, la seule affaire qui m'intéresse, c'est nobody goes on the board that's being bankrupt or in the midst of bankruptcy and they become our treasurer and they're running our money like in the past. There was people on the board that went bankrupt and they didn't know what they were doing financially, but they're signing off on our checks and our contracts. So this is what they're trying to prevent from happening. That's it. That's it.
And the crazy part, like I said, I can't say that, I mean, I can't fathom that people are voting no. They don't want to put this amendment in. Do they want people that don't know how to run a business, their own household, running our $250,000 a month business here? It just, my mind is boggling. That's why we have this here meeting, this unofficial meeting before, we started. Just a couple other issues. Listen, we have to stop, we have to stop the rumor mill here. There's a lot of rumors that go on here. If anybody has any questions, I always say, ask me, ask the board, ask the management, ask anybody, but stop listening to people talking about rumors here. It's the biggest rumor mill I've ever seen in my entire life in the Syrup complex. People have been saying the pool is completely done again now. Okay, everything's fine. It's been beautiful. It's just beautiful. Some people have been complaining to me about it's too cold. Well, here's the deal. Between 70 and 82 is where the water is going to be set. If it goes any higher, we're going to be getting algae in the pool like we had. The chlorine dissipate from the pool. So it's going to be set at 82. And that's where the study is going to be. And if you Google it, it'll tell you South Florida, March, the temperature is between 78 and 82 where you set it. And I've just been hearing a lot of stuff about that. So that was that. Vera's going to be talking about that. Okay, so we had a little bit of an incident this weekend. One of our neighbors on 631 called up 911, everybody. There was an animal next to his car. It was a possum. I don't know if anybody knows what a possum is, but it's, ugly little rodent with about 82 teeth, most teeth this marsupial animal has. So he called everybody, nobody would do nothing. He actually went someplace, he was so afraid to go in his car, he went with somebody else's car. So they called the police, they called the fire department, they called Ray, nobody come. They called me, I went there, I took a shovel to go pick it up, put it in the garbage, and the thing was alive. And it looked at me, hissed, had foam coming from his mouth, Bobby Rabbit. There was a box next to him that had blood in it. So I put him in the box, we put it in Ray's truck, and we got rid of it up by, we dropped him off over by Griffin Road in the woods there, and did that. Now, on that note, that same night, I was sitting in my lobby over there, our lobby over in the 300 building, and I seen one come on right behind the door and go underneath Marcel's car. So I Googled, how do we catch these things? Because we have a heart trap that we're going to use to catch them. They live, they don't die, and we're gonna bring them to if we get the possums, we're gonna bring them up to Griffin Road. If we catch the cats, because there's 2 people in the 200 building that are feeding cats. I caught the one lady one day doing it, and these rodents, the possums and rats, love cat food. And these people are putting cat food out for the cats, but all the other rodents are coming and eating it. And it's gotta stop. Look, we got cameras. If I look all the time, I'm on them cameras 24/7. You know, we do a lot of finds here. I want to find them doing it because I really want to find them. I want to find them doing it because I want to find them. It's just, I tell them not to, but they keep on doing it. I don't have proof. I know I see it, but I don't have a picture or a video of them doing it. But it's got to stop, because you know what, these rodents are starting to come around here, and it's just not good for our community. Another thing, we're going to start a beautification, not a committee, like a beautification advisory team. Okay, so like when it comes time to buy stuff for the place, you know, whether it be chairs that some people are complaining about in the lobbies, or when it comes time to do the outside landscape or whatever, we want to have, there's few people that want to be on the committee. So if anybody would like to be on the committee, email the office and leave your name there, and I will figure out who we're going to put on this committee, and they're going to work with the office in Veer and help them beautify our place. Okay, another thing. There's been a lot of fines given out. And here's where they're going with a lot of contractors come in here. Us owners need to know that if we have a contractor come into our condo, we need to, as an owner, let the office know. We need to go down there and give them, depending what they're doing, we need to give the office, they need to give an office a $500 deposit, which is refundable at the end of the job. They need to make sure that the contractor parks where they're supposed to park, because we've had owners letting the contractors park in other owners' spots, and I've been getting the vehicle stowed, and that owner gets a $100 fine. So you have to be very vigilant what you're doing. You know, they have to protect the lobby floor. I had Ray go out, pick up masonite, brown masonite, which is thick kind of wood. So they put it in the lobby floor so they can roll their wheels over. If anything drops, it's not going to damage our tile floor. They have to put paper down upstairs, you know, from the elevator to wherever they're working in their condo to protect the floor. But there's people that don't do it, and I see it. People tell me, they call me, I go up, I take pictures, and they get fined. So just please be very vigilant as an owner. It's our responsibility to let the contractor know what needs to be done. And if we forget to tell them and they do something screw up, I was sitting in the lobby the other day, contractor came out, not the padded elevator, he came out the other elevator. And I said, what are you doing? You can't, and he got really wise with me. I said, oh, that's okay. The owner got a $100 fine. And if he does it again, they have to tell him this morning, if you do it again, you're not gonna be welcome to work in here. You know, we got to make sure they got permits. There's just so much stuff involved. I know it's something that we haven't really done since I've been here, but it's coming together, and we all got to stick together and make our place better. All right. So
Joey?
there's not no questions. What do you want to
No, but tell them, remind them, they don't use the sinks in the laundry rooms.
What happened?
They don't use the sink in the laundry.
Right. Well, yeah, and they don't use the sink in the laundry room. There's a sign there that says not
Yeah,
for
but they do.
contractors. Okay. So, and if anybody sees it happening, listen, take a picture, send it to Joey. I'll send him a fine. Or if it's outside, let me know. I will go on. Here's how I get a lot of people to find it. If somebody says, did anybody hear about that little midget that stole a bicycle? Okay. I know you heard that. So I had one of our owners had a bicycle stolen last week. He says to me, somebody stole my bicycle. I go, it was outside, it shouldn't have been there, but it was. I went and sat here with him, I looked at the cameras, I went back, boom, I got a little midget, like this big.
Small person.
He's a midget. He's a long person. He belongs to the lot. A small person is like a small person. All right, calm down. You belong to the lollipop deal. We represent. Anyway, so I go to the camera and I see where he came from. He came from the motel. And he comes walking down a seawalk. This is 5:15 in the morning, by the way. Coming down, and I'm like, how the hell did he get into the pool? So now he's walking in our pool. I got a cute picture, he's really cute. He reaches up and touches the heater thing, comes into the heater and hits the other part and breaks it and goes into the pool. Now, I found out where he lived because one of our neighbors, I told him was a midget, he told me who, a small person, he told me who it was. So the police came that morning and they went and locked him up for stealing a bicycle, for stealing off our property, breaking into our property. So when I look for that, I find other people doing wrong things. So I can get like a lot of fines on that thing with the camera. And I'm on that camera 24/7, whether I'm here, whether I'm in Jersey, I'm always on the camera. And if anybody lets me know what's going on and give me a time frame, I go back and I get it. So again, let's just everybody be, we leave the pool, like Antoine will call me up, he texted me 6 o'clock this morning, the pool gate was open, this and that. Everybody here helps out and they all do stuff and he's got no problems. Mike's got no problems throwing. Mike's seen a homeless guy coming here the other day, threw him out. I get nobody else is gonna, maybe not a lot of people don't want to do that. I get it. But he does it, I do it, he would do it. And we just gotta keep them over there and keep them away from us. Okay, on the last thing I want to say. Look, we all love Ray. Ray is great. In time, Ray is gonna be retired. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a year. He's ready to retire. But what we can't do is keep on relying on Ray. Point in fact, one of the condos over there called him up and said, I'm going to be getting an air conditioner in my condo. Okay, I'll tell the office. Oh, he never told the office. Guy comes to do it. I threw him out. Owner got fined. It was all on Ray. Because Ray lived. If you need anything done as an owner, no more calling Ray. I told Ray, the office told Ray, he knows. No more asking Ray to do things. No more. If you need something done, you call the office, and that's it. Bottom line, no more Ray. Ray is not going to be doing anything for anybody no more. Please don't put him in a situation where he's just don't put him in a bad situation. So like I said, just everybody, if you need something done, call up the office, email the office, and for the better part of everything's going pretty good here. But like I said, there's a lot of fines. We do anywhere between 10 and 15 fines a month. And I'm going to tell you another thing that people get fines for. They use the luggage rack and they don't bring the luggage rack back and put it in the lockup. And pisses myself off and it pisses other people off. And they call me up. And it's very easy to see that because you know what? I just got to go to the camera in the lobby, see where it is, and then find out who had it. And the best part about it, here's what I really love. In the 200, there was a guy the other day came in with a CVS card. I seen the CVS card. So I turn around and I go back to the camera and I see the gentleman walking in with a CVS thing. I find out where he lives. I go up there. I take the still picture on the camera. I go up there and I tell him, that's not me. And I go, well, who's that? I said, listen, you're going to get $100 fine. And just so that you know, it's $1,000 fine from where you take it from, and it's a year in jail if they could put you in there. So, because he was telling me he got it from the corner. I said, okay, well then I'll go to CVS and I'll let them look at it. No, he goes, I'll bring it back. Okay, great. And he did. Actually, I'm working on one of the 400 building. There's a guy that keeps on throwing it over there. I talked to the captain in Hollandale PD this morning. I talked to the head of security over at the golf course. All the pictures I gave him to him. They're going to press charges against that guy. You know what? He's going to get $1,000 fine, and he's a real wise ass. He's an 85-year-old wise ass. I'm a 67-year-old wise ass, but he's an 85-year-old. But he's gonna get in trouble. So on that note, I'm gonna call them out and we're gonna start the meeting. But listen, thank you very, very much for listening to what I have to say, and I hope everybody takes it into consideration.
Yeah.
Slide the way, Joey. Let's slide the door.
Joey's gonna.
Yeah, Joey.
Ooh, that sun is strong, right in my eyes.
You're good, you're good, you're
Tough today. You look like you're tough today. No, you look like you're a lot of sun. Look at him, a lot of sun.
That's like my-
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to call the special member meeting to order. It is Monday, 5:49 PM. Okay, I'm gonna ask for the proof of due notice of the meeting. Here was meeting noted properly.
Yes, it was.
Okay. I'm going to establish a quorum. Right?
Here.
Laura? Dave
And Nelson,
and Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay, we established a quorum. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Vera now.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the results from the vote. Hector, can you give me the votes for the beautification modifications?
So we received 84 votes for the modification.
Okay, so we received 84 votes for the beautification projects. In order to pass it, we needed 120. So we were a little short. But I did want to go over some really important details about that. It's come to our attention that actually in the 2019 special assessment, landscaping and tree removal was voted on and it was passed. And it was not completed. So we will be moving forward with the landscaping and tree removal since we already had that vote from 2019. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 5. Actually, I wanted to make one more important point. I wanted to let everybody know that even though we won't be redoing the facade of the building, remember we had voted on removing the stone and putting up PVC wood siding and painting the building. We won't be moving forward with that right now, but we will be extending the voting process for an additional 90 days, and we'll renotice a second meeting to see if we can still get enough votes to pass it. The proxies will still be good for another 90 days if the additional meeting is noted properly, so we will try to do that. I think everybody knows at this point, we're going to be putting 3 brand new address signs on all the buildings, the 200, the 250, and the 300. Before we install the signs, there are some cracks in the concrete around the entrances of the building. We're just going to be repairing those before we put the signs up. And we're going to correct after it with some paint, just the entrances to match the 250 building. And then we'll be able to put the address signs up so they have a nice, clean, corrected slab of concrete. So we don't have any problems with leaking or anything. But the hope is that eventually we will be able to do the facade of the building in the future. But for now, it's on hold. Okay. Moving on to number 5. This is regarding the second part of the vote on the amendment to the bylaws. Hector, what was the vote on that?
That was 90.
90. Okay. So we received 90 yes votes for the amendment to the bylaws. We needed 95. So we were actually 5 votes short. But like I mentioned, we will be extending the vote and renoticing the meeting. And the hope is that we can get those additional 5 votes so we can amend the bylaws. Okay. That being said, I just wanted to also briefly just kind of encourage everybody to participate in the vote, because I think the biggest reason we didn't get enough votes is not because enough people wanted to do the projects. I think it's because not enough of the community actually participates in the voting. Especially, we have a lot of snowbirds. We have a lot of people living in Canada. I really want to encourage everybody to come to the management office, come visit either me or Hector, and make sure that we have an updated email address for everybody in the system, and also an updated mailing address. That way, if there's some problem with mailing, sometimes the mailings have a hard time going to Canada. We have your updated email address and you receive everything from us electronically also. And, it's important to encourage your neighbors and make sure that everybody in the community is participating in these decisions, because every vote counts and everybody's opinion matters. And we want to hear from everybody. Okay. So, like I said, we will be renoticing this meeting again in the hopes of giving us more time to collect more ballots from everybody. Thank you.
Can you make a comment on what you just said or no?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so this is my move now. Okay, before I adjourn the meeting, I just gotta say, it's just so disappointing to me how people would not want good people to be on the board. It blows my mind away how I can't fathom it. I just don't get it. How you want people on the board that don't even know how to manage their own lives, manage our community. Crazy. But anyways, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so we are going to call to order the special board meeting. Proof of notice of the meeting. Did everything go out properly there?
Yes.
Okay. Establish a quorum. Frank,
Yes.
Laura,
Here.
Nelson,
Aye.
Dave.
Aye, here.
We are going to, we don't need to do 4 and 5, but we're gonna turn it over to Frank. He's 6 and 7.
Hello, neighbors. How's everybody doing? Awesome. Okay, I only have 2 items that I want to bring to motion. So we have surplus funds from the 2019, 2022, and 2025 special assessment. So I'd like to make a motion to move those funds into the operating account to be applied as a credit towards future assessments.
I make a motion.
So do I have a motion on that?
Yep.
Do I have a second?
You want to repeat that?
Second.
I'm sorry?
Could you repeat the motion?
Yes, we have, absolutely, Glenn. We have surplus funds from the 2019, 2022, and 2025 special assessment. We have surplus funds in there. Approximately $200,000. We're going to get the exact amount. So we have those funds just been sitting in there. And those were funds that were for previous assessments. So we can take those funds now and apply them towards future assessments. So when we do have another assessment coming up, we'll have a credit of over $200,000 there. So I'd like to make a motion.
I make the motion.
Okay. Second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Second.
Aye.
Laura.
Yes. Oh, I thought you-
No, Laura.
Okay. All right. So second item I have here is the adoption of the investment policy statement. So we we didn't have one on file here for the previous boards. We didn't have one. And the investment policy statement basically dictates what we can and can't invest our money in. Okay, to make it very clear for the future board of directors, for the fairways, for the association. This investment policy statement can be amended at any time. If future boards want to amend it and everybody votes on it, then that's fine. Everyone did, the board of directors did sign off on this. Okay, and I just want to be clear. We will not be investing any funds in any equity index products. Everything's going to be certificates of deposits and money market cash accounts. And I'm happy to report that we finally have $200,000 of our money earning 4% interest. So we put them in, and that's We put them in laddered CDs, 3-month certificates of deposit. So now we're just gonna make sure that every month one's going to expire. And we're gonna keep 20% of our in cash, 20% of our reserves will always be in cash in a money market account. Okay, the other 80% will be in the certificates of deposit. And in the future, if the future board of directors, the treasurer wants to invest in an equity fund, we can put up to 20% of our money in an equity fund. I personally believe we should be doing that. However, it's important what the community thinks, okay, not just what I think. And I received a lot of negative feedback, and you know what? I just felt it best. Let's make sure that there's no risk of losing capital in our account. So we're gonna just stick with the CDs and the money market, okay? And next month, we should have 300,000. April 3rd, I have a date with the bank to buy another CD. And as we continue to fund our CSRS account now, which is required, right, by the state of Florida, we're gonna continue to invest those in certificates of deposits as well, okay? That's all I have.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
What was your question?
The shots.
We don't have it yet, but it's been approved